Hello everyone and welcome to you.dev. My name is Paul. I have way too many computers. It's kind of a problem. Please send help. Let's learn how the internet works from scratch. You should know some stuff before watching this video. Namely, you should know what a computer is. It may be an old computer or a young computer, but you should be familiar with a display, keyboard, mouse, disk drive if you still have one, storage, memory, processors. Those words should not spook you too much. You should be comfortable using a desktop environment, whether that be Microsoft Windows, Apple Mac OS X, or one of the many Unix-like alternatives. And honestly, those are the only prerequisites. Let's return to HTML. We had done a very brief introductory video before, but I want to dig just a little bit deeper. We do recall, hopefully, that HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which does contain some jargon. We're going to do a little bit of jargon, not too much, and then get right into it. Hypertext we had visited before. This is text that links to other information. I'm sure you've seen underlined blue text before, where you click and you go somewhere else to a relevant piece of information or related piece of information. Markup, a set of notations used to annotate a plain text document. This is some markup here. We have a tag. This is a opening definition tag and a closing definition tag. I just kind of pulled this out of thin air to show you that you can open and close markup tags. An HTML element or an element. A fundamental component used on a web page. So this will be, the most low-level pieces of a page we can use to compose something. Images, text, headings, sounds, video, those kind of things. Those are HTML elements. An attribute or an element attribute. This is a descriptor used on an element comprised of a key and value. It's a little tiny bit of vague key and value. What does this mean? Well, let's say we had a dog tag, and we can see there's some other highlighted text inside here, and then the tag, or the opening tag closes there. So definition does not have an attribute, but this dog does. There's a small space there after the name of the tag, and then we have an attribute key, the dog's breed, and the attribute value, a German Shepherd. So yeah, this is an element attribute right here. We're describing the element. All right, well, let's get right into it. Let's do a demo. In our very, very first introductory video, we had downloaded a plain text editor. I can show you very quickly where to go to find one of those. Open up your favorite web browser, and if you will, go to Sublimetext.com. Sublime offers a free and paid editor that's very pleasant, runs on every operating system, just about. Give that a shot. There are many other alternatives, VS Code, Atom, brackets, although nobody uses that. There's a lot of free text editors. Sublime is pretty good. I already have that installed. I'm going to open it up, Sublimetext. Here we are now greeted with a blank document yet again. Let us go up to File and hit Command S, or go to File, Save, and let's save this onto our desktop. Just hit Command D to go to the desktop there. I'm going to call this index.html. You may call this whatever you like, .html. I'm calling it index because I may launch a small web server in a bit, and it will look to index by default to present a page. So yeah, you may call it what you like, but I'm going to call it index right now. Hit save. I'm going to use some of Sublime's cool features, auto-completion features. Sublime, if you type the letters HTML just by themselves and then hit tab, it'll do an auto-completion of a blank HTML document. Look at that. Pretty cool. Going to hit Command plus and zoom in a little bit, and it has inserted something we may not have seen before. This is a document type declaration. This should come at the beginning of each HTML document, telling a browser what version of HTML it can expect to see past the document type declaration. This right here is our most modern declaration. There is no 5 here, but this is implied. We are in HTML version 5 with this document type. So yeah, that is a self-closing tag. You can see there's no end to the document type definition. There are a handful of elements that don't necessarily need a closing tag. We may run into a couple of them here in a little bit. So that's the explanation of document type declaration. You'll see this most of the time at the beginning of HTML documents. We have the beginning of the HTML document. There's the end. We are properly closed. We have the head of the HTML document, which contains descriptions of the web page, but you may not necessarily see them on the main window of the browser. The elements inside body you will most probably see inside the browser. Let's see what we can do. Let's put some words down here. And this title tag, we can see an opening and closing title tags here, creating a title element. Let's put some words in here as well. This will appear in the tab of the web browser. And some words will appear in the body. Okay, I'm going to Command S and save that. Let's just double click on this little HTML document on the desktop. And it'll open in our, Sublimetext. Let's close that. It will open in our browser, and we can see, hey, our title, this will appear in the tab, did appear in our tab. And some words will appear in the body, did appear in the body. How convenient. Excellent. Let's go back to our text editor and start doing a rundown on a whole bunch of different kinds of elements here. First things first, usually a web page will start with some sort of a header or heading or some large text letting everyone know why they're here or what they're looking for. So I'm going to do an H1 tag. This is short for heading level 1. And put, some heading in here, title of the article. Article. Let's end that H1 tag. Command S, come back into the browser and Command R. Now we have a title of our article. Excellent. Yes, and these heading level ones, they can diminish in size as they increase here. So heading level 1 is considered the top heading, and heading level 2 will get a little smaller. Heading level 3 gets a little bit smaller. You can see where this is going all the way down to heading level 6, which I think, funny enough, is like smaller than paragraphs. Let's reload. Yeah, wow. So this is more for kind of like footnotes or fine print. Evidently, yeah, it's not very heading-like heading, but it is what it is. I'm going to come back up to heading level 1. Oops. Heading level 1. Let's learn some more elements here. These are standard HTML elements here. So the browser will respond to H1, like if I did like dog, that I was talking about in our demo and reloaded, like nothing's going to happen. The browser ignores tags that are not HTML native or like built into HTML. So instead of dog, let's make this a P. This is a paragraph tag. Oops, I'm going to zoom out here. Here's a beginning paragraph tag and an ending paragraph tag, creating a paragraph element. So, yeah, let's see here. Oh, I've saved, and Sublime is doing a little gentle poke saying, hey, buy me. But this is about as annoying as its payment request gets. Just hit cancel and keep using it. Thank you very much, Sublime. So, going to go back to the browser, reload, and nothing much has changed. We have a paragraph wrapping, so this gives us some qualities that we're not quite seeing here. So I'm going to go get a bunch of text really fast. I'm going to go to lipsum.com, which sounds very funny. This is a fake text generator. Why do we use it? Yeah, we just need a bunch of fake text. So let's scroll down, and I'm going to ask for 5 paragraphs of dummy text. Generate lorem ipsum. Ooh, and here's 5 beefy paragraphs of fake text, fake Latin. So I'm going to select all that. I just kind of clicked up here, and then hit Shift, or hold down Shift and click down at the bottom, Command C. Going to bring that back into my text editor here, Sublime. And let's make a new paragraph underneath and just start pasting. Oh boy, Command V, paste. Oh my gosh, a bunch of stuff happened. Going to scroll back up and let's start wrapping this plain text in paragraphs here. So it looks like we've already began that paragraph. We've got a bunch of text. This is all on a single line. You can see we're word wrapping. Line 9 is technically really long, but Sublime has wrapped it so we can see what the heck's going on. If this bothers you, you can go up to the View menu and choose to not word wrap, or in whatever text editor of your choice. I'm sure you can find a View menu in there, and ask to turn off word wrap, and then you can see just really long lines. This may be more desirable to you. Yeah, so that's why line 9 was very long there. Let's wrap again. And I'm going to put an end P at the end of that paragraph there. Here we are, our second paragraph. I'm going to tab that in, begin a paragraph, come down to the bottom, end that paragraph. Here we are, third, tab in, begin paragraph, end paragraph. Fourth, let's tab in, begin paragraph, end paragraph. This is marking up right here. We have some content and we are marking it up. There's a paragraph, end paragraph. I'm going to save all that. There's the end of the body, end of the HTML. Come reload. Let's close up lipsum.com and reload. Now we have a bunch of paragraph text. We can see if we squash up that window. Yeah. Very good. Everything is flowing. We have content. Okay. Yes, that's paragraph tags. There are some other word processing-like features in HTML. If you're familiar with, say, like a Microsoft Word or an Apple Pages, let's see if we can create some elements that we may see in a word processor. One of those elements may be a list, like a bulleted list. So in HTML, this is kind of a cryptic tag, a cryptic element, but the UL element is short for an unordered list. Unordered list. Let's see if we can make this mean something. I'm going to close the unordered list, // and now we have an unordered list close. I'm going to go inside those tags, hit enter a couple of times, and then inside an unordered list we have more elements, namely list item and li. Going to close that tag as well, // and let's say this is our first item. I'm going to be lazy, triple click, 1, 2, 3. We've got this line. I'm going to Command C and Command V. All right, now we have 5 items. I'm going to call this, second, third, fourth, fifth. I'm going to zoom out. Let's save that. Come back to our browser and reload. Now, title of the article, blah, blah, blah. Hey, now we have a list item down here. Very good. Or rather, 5 list items, excuse me. An unordered list. Okay, well, that's great. We got bullets, but what if we wanted, like, an actual list with order? I'm sure you can see where we're going here. Let's ask for an ordered list. I'm going to replace the U with O here and an O here. Command S to save. Come back and reload. Hey, now they're numbered. Awesome. All right, this is not so bad at all, right? Well, in those web browsers, in those word processors, wow, it's very early, or late, rather, depends on your perspective. We may have sub-lists, or lists that go in even deeper than this first layer. Let's experiment with that. I'm going to go underneath the second item here, and let's try to make a new list inside of a list. Oh, gosh. So I'm going to create a new unordered list. Let's see if this works. I'm just experimenting here. Oh boy. Let's end that unordered list. So now there is, an ordered list. We've got a couple of list items and then another list like smack dab in the middle of this thing. How do we do this? I'm going to go li and end that li. So now there's this little tiny list inside of a list. And let's say, sub item 1. And I'm going to triple click on that list item, Command C and Command V. Let's do sub item 1, 2, and 3. I'll save that. Come back to the browser, reload. Look at that. We now have sub items. So often in those word processors, you'll see an indentation or a list goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And I can only assume you will know what happens if we add yet another unordered list inside here, you know. Let's go even deeper, and then I'll stop going deep inside these lists. Let's do one last item. One last item. And then end that. Save, come back to the browser, reload. One last item. And yeah, web browsers have the ability to differentiate between these items. We have a little circle and a square here, and yeah, they'll keep the list icons pleasant so you can differentiate between the different layers. Very nice. All right. Well, another feature we can see in did it again. Another feature we can see in word processors is the ability to generate tables, you know, like a spreadsheet in the middle of your document. So let's see if we can pull that off. I'm going to come down underneath the end of this ordered list, and let's make a new table element. Tables can create spreadsheet-like graphics or spreadsheet-like data presentation in your web page. Let's end that table, and inside the table, much like the lists, we need more elements inside the table to fill it out, to actually have something display. So tables have table rows, TRs. Okay, I'm going to end that TR. And usually in the first row of a table or a spreadsheet, we will have headings or like header columns or labels for the columns in our spreadsheet. That'll be done by doing a table header or a TH. I'm going to end that TH. So let's say we had, we're keeping track of, keeping track of our users. Let's say we have some users. So I'll say like username. That's our first column. I'm going to copy paste that line. Bam. This is going to be a user's email. Okay. And then I'm going to copy paste that. What else does a user have? Maybe like an avatar or some little picture that represents them. Okay. So now we have a table with one row and 3 headings. I'm going to go under this table row. Let's make a new table row, TR, end TR. Go inside. And now that we're outside of the headings, we can do table data, TD. Let's end that TD. So we see, yeah, begin table, begin row, headings, end the row, begin a new row, and now we're doing some data. Let's do like I don't know, my username is, hey, me. Cool. And what is my email? Oh, paul@you.dev. Okay, going to end that data. Avatar. Well, how do we make pictures show up on a web page? Well, I'm going to open up this TD a little bit, and I am going to do a little bit of quote-unquote research. Going to go to my web browser, make a new tab, Command T, and I'm going to go directly to, let's say, images.mothership.com. Once we are here, I'll look up, what's a good avatar? I need like a, robot icon. I don't know. Hey, there we are. It looks pretty cute, right? So I'm just going to click on this little guy here. And you can choose any dang image you want. I'm just kind of fishing around here. Let's click on that image. Oh boy, how do we do this? It's all watermarked, but that's okay. I'm going to right-click on the image and save the image as something. Go down to the desktop. Oh, this is a WebP image. That's a very exotic, very modern image. I'm going to just say this is a robot.webp. Okay, so that should have popped up on the desktop now. Let's see if back in my code I can reference this new image. Hopefully this works. I'm going to open a new tag, an IMG tag, short for image, and close that. Image is one of those very few elements that does not necessarily need a closing tag. So this is an auto-closing element here. This image, however, does need a source. Here is an attribute. A source attribute. We're describing the image. So that source is going to be equal to, I'm going to have some double quotes there, And let's type in robot.webp and hope for the best. Command S. Come back to the browser, reload. Whoa, that's a giant avatar, right? But hey, there's our username, email, and avatar. We got our header rows. Here's some data. Let's see if we can add another attribute to this little image here to make it a little less in your face. I'm going to give it a width attribute. Thank you, Sublime, for suggesting that. And let's give it maybe like 50 pixels. I'm going to Command S to save, come back to the browser and reload. Very good. Okay, I could see it's kind of a loosey-goosey table. It doesn't look very organized. This table could use an attribute too. I'm going to go back up to the beginning of the table here, hit space inside the opening tag and say, like a border. Thank you very much, Sublime, again. Let's just say there is a 1 pixel border. Going to hit Command S, come back to the browser, reload, and there you go. Very old school, very 90s HTML table there. Wow, awesome. So we got tables, we got lists, we got paragraphs, we got headings, all kinds of stuff, right? Let's see. Dang, one of the most popular medium on the web, video. Let's see if we can pull off a video element really fast. Oh gosh, I hope I remember how this goes. If it goes off the rails, I will show you where I retreat to for reference. So here we go, going back into the text editor. Let's say underneath that table, we've got a video element. Oh gosh. Video elements, I believe, close. Oh gosh. Here we go. If this goes wrong, you can blame me. Inside the video, we do need video sources. So let's add a video source. Excellent. That source. Oh boy, I don't even have a video. Let's go grab a really quick video. Here's how to grab a really quick video. I would look up like stock video download. Let's hope for the best. You know what, cover.co may be kind of salesy, but let's see what we got. I'm going to go there, cover.co. This is not necessarily a recommendation or what have you. I just kind of clicked this randomly. Let's look for some like wow, there's some trending topics for you. Waves. Let's look for some waves. Okay, surfer. La la la. Ooh, this looks nice here. Little sunset waves. I'm gonna click on that. Hey, it says we can download that for free. I'm just gonna click right there. Oh, it looks like an ad came up saying I'm gonna save to my desktop. Let's just call this waves.mp4. Save on the desktop. Whoa, that was very fast. You can ignore that. Let's just close that window. Thank you very much, cover. We got our waves now. Let's close that up. And now back inside our code, since our index HTML is living right next door, it's a sibling to this waves file. I can say, hey, you video, you have a source. Your source has a source. This is regrettably a little bit repetitive. Your source has a source. I'm not sure I ever agreed with that, but that is the way it is. Our video source will be waves.mp4. Woo, mp4. And last but not least, we do need to, well, maybe not need, but it's very pleasant to tell the web browser what type of video it's about to load. Yeah, just politeness. This is a video of type MP4. Oops, MP4. Let's save, come back to our page and reload, and hey, we now have a video that's not playing. This may be a modern web browser safety mechanism or like an anti-annoyance mechanism. Autoplay is generally turned off by default. Let's see if we could say something like autoplay in here. I'm going to Command S, come back and reload. Still nothing, huh? You know, I think due to anti-annoyance, we may also have to say like no audio. Is that a thing? Or mute? Oh gosh, I'm going to have to look this up. Here we go. Let's retreat to our reference. I'm going to go into the Brave browser. I'm going to open a new tab and type in developer.mozilla.org, MDN. This is a great reference. Oh my gosh, this is the best reference. Going to go up to the technologies section, click on that. HTML. You can find stuff so quickly here. You scroll down on the side. References, HTML elements. Hey, that's what we're doing. We scroll down. This is the gigantic list of HTML elements. Way too many to cover in one video. But there they are on this left bar. These are all the elements. Gonna come down to the V's. Where's our V's? Far in video. There's video. All right. Let's go inside here. The video embed element. I'm trying to find, I suppose we could put controls on the video to play it, but I want it to autoplay. There's autoplay. Ooh, here we are. Note, sites that automatically play video can be unpleasant, should be avoided. Yes, 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 that's true. I want like a no audio though. So here's all the different attributes that are available to us. We can add controls. Let's just add controls. You know what? I'm going to turn off autoplay and just say controls. There are ways to autoplay. I'm going to continue looking for them. So now if I've reloaded this video down near the bottom of the video, any controls? No way. Seriously? All right, let's go back to our old mission of autoplay. So I'm going to keep scrolling down. I've probably done something fundamentally wrong that's not showing the... Oh, yeah, duh. There you go. That's your freaking problem, Paul. Hey, you caught some mistakes on camera. Pretty good. Video autoplay. The source doesn't autoplay. The video autoplays. Let's go back to the web browser reload. Still doesn't work, though. That's okay. To be expected. Let's go into there and say controls inside the video. And come back and reload. Hey, at the very least now we can play that video. Oh my gosh, pretty fun, huh? Hey, that should just let you know quote-unquote professionals screw up all the time. So yeah, hey, we got video on our site now. Very nice, very wide, so you could come back and say video. Let's give you some style. Let's say your width is, I don't know, 400 pixels. And let's say this video loops as well. I'm going to save, reload. Ah, there we go. So now when we play and we get to the very end, does this loop? It does loop, all right. So, yeah, we've got a picture, we've got some video, we got a table, we got some lists. I think that's a pretty pleasant introduction to HTML elements in general. Granted, these are mostly unstyled, but I do want to impress upon you, you got to get the content on your page all sealed up before you start styling in earnest. Content first. Content first, students. Keep that in mind. If there's nothing on your web page to see, you can't style it. So, yes, keep in mind also developer.mozilla.org, one of the most indispensable sources of HTML, JavaScript, and CSS reference, among many, many other things. Yeah, keep this in your back pocket. And yeah, that's HTML elements in a nutshell. We're going to style some of these elements and create a real-looking web page. I know this is technically real, but it doesn't look very good. We're going to create a very presentable web page very soon, I promise. Paul Coe from you.dev signing out. Peace.